So the Golden Residence Permit has been on the legislative books now for more than 2 years. What were the political machinations that led up to the enactment of the legislation leading to the programme?
Yeah, the programme is part of a package of goods that the Portuguese government was working at already at the time. What they found was that Portugal as a country functions as a very healthy welfare state. Portuguese citizens are most certainly, often you'll hear them complaining about it, but that's more the culture rather than the actual facts on the ground. But the Portuguese state takes very good care of its citizens. Post the revolution of '74, with the new democracy, there was a lot of social reform, and one of them being that obviously education has been guaranteed. They have free education, they have free medical, and of course at the end of their lives they have their pension guaranteed for them. The result has been is that there's been very little incentive for the Portuguese to go into normal Portuguese residents to go into business. Obviously, we all know dealing in business has its own stresses, but they found that the incentive is just not there. The problem is that the economy starts to suffer as a result of this. And the Portuguese government realized that they needed to come up with a series of programs that would hopefully fill this gap that had been created as a result of this wonderful democracy that we have. Studies done in the Portuguese schools found that most Portuguese children leaving in their final year, a very low percentage of them would ever consider going into business, which cannot be good for any economy. Economies need these startups that we've spoken about over the last couple of days. The concept of a startup in Portugal is in its infancy. You hardly ever hear about startups. So the hope was that programs like this one would attract investors who have many, many years of experience that would come along to Portugal with the purpose of getting the residence. But hopefully as they develop a relationship with the country, they will start to see opportunities. The Portuguese government has been very clever because it's a small economy, it's not as attractive for international investors, but rather than promoting the economy as an opportunity for investors, they've promoted Portugal as a platform into the European economy. And a program like this, we're already starting to see this effect on the ground in two ways. Investment in real estate, which has been by far the majority of the applications have gone through this route. The impact is almost immediate. Houses are being sold, houses are being occupied. The result is that this creates so many jobs in the local economy. We have the cleaning lady, we have the coffee shop down the road, the restaurant. All of these people get affected through that immediately. We've also seen in terms of construction, where during the crisis construction had pretty much shut down. We already started to see movement. Again, you already start to see smaller developments, nothing like what we had pre the crisis, but you already see movement in that area, which means that there are now hundreds of posts or jobs being created for people on the ground. The other side is we have also started to see, especially from the Asian economies, investors coming out and buying either into Portuguese companies or buying Portuguese companies with the purpose of breaking into that European market, using Portugal as that platform that the Portuguese government presents itself as here.